Welcome back to another episode of the Hotel Fit Show. I'm Leo Amarim, and I'm here to help you improve your physical and mental health around your crazy hospitality schedule. All right, guys, welcome everyone. Welcome to this live. Super excited to be here with my man Jesse G. He's the owner of a vegan pizzeria in California, and he's got this amazing story that he lost 65 pounds. He used to do sports in high school. Then he became a chef, and you all know what happens when you become a chef. You gain some weight, you have this lifestyle. But Jesse managed to turn his life around, and he's now a fit vegan guy. And I'm super curious to know about it all. Jesse, thank you so much for being here with us today. I want to start by asking you, how did you have this idea? Because like vegan pizzeria is something very specific, something that seems like very niche. How did you get that started?
Awesome. Thank you again for having me. Real happy to be on your show. And this journey kind of just started first being very health conscious to see what food did to your body. I did some experiments with my body before. It took about a month. 1 week, I took away sugar. The next week, I took away bread. And the next week, I took away dairy stuff. And then the next week, I went just vegan. And seeing like the impact it had in my body. So the natural was moving more to just a healthy, conscious way. And I got it kind of in a bad divorce, and I have 2 kids. And being a chef, like you just work all the time. Like you're just always working, especially like I was a banquet chef, so I was just always working. And I really wanted to see my kids more. And I thought of the way I could see my kids more, where I have to make my own business and make my own schedule and show off my talents the way I can. Because this whole time it felt like I was in a dojo, with all these amazing like chefs and masters and amazing people around you. So one day I was just like, all right, like what's the top 3 foods in America? And I typed it in, and it was hamburgers, hot dogs, and pizza. And I just thought pizza is just really good bread with stuff on top. Like that's pretty interesting, like it's pretty simple. So I started off not vegan. I started off like a farm market pizzeria. So whatever the farm market had, like the zucchini, like their cheeses or honeys. The only thing I was getting was like pepperoni, but like real thin, but that was the only meat I really had. And I tried to be very local. So I had like vegan stuff, gluten-free stuff, regular pizza. And one day this activist, Robin, she came to me. She was like, how are you not vegan? Like your name is Love Amaro Pizzeria. Like, lady, like I am love. I feed everybody. I'm a chef. Like I feed everybody. Like everybody's my family. You don't have one group. I'm not a diet. And she's like, well, it's not a diet. It's a way of living. And I was just like, listen, lady, do you want a pizza or not? Let me just feed you, So she kept coming back, and she was very just aggravated on it. And then one day she was like, watch this documentary called Earthlings. And you might see like why we're vegan and why we want to change things. And when I did watch it, I was just like, wow, like that's why they are the way they are. That's why they wear shirts and stuff like that. And the benefit of it is, even though I'm eating a vegan hamburger compared to a regular hamburger, the regular hamburger has animal fats in it. So the animal fats get stuck into your blood vessels and your veins. And like cholera arrest is one of our #1 killers in America. So it just makes like a lot of like fat that stays there. So even our plant-based burgers, our burger, at the end of the day, it's still plant. It doesn't have the same fat as animal, right? Now it doesn't have like other great stuff either, but you're not going to Carl's Jr. because you're on a great diet, or you're not going to like, Del Taco to get their vegan burrito because you're on this amazing diet. You need food on the go, right? So people who are on amazing diets, really taking like natural fruits, natural vegetables, drinking juices or watching the water count, they're already kind of doing that. So when they compare those 2 things together, I'm talking about people who just like, I'm on the go and I need something fast. That burger to this burger, it's different like night and day. Like my pizza, the vegan roll, I don't want to say I got lucky, but I got lucky because it got me because I love to cook. Like I love to cook. I just love it. So I just put my soul into it, like just all my love into everything I do. And when I was kind of going around and checking like different vegan foods and stuff, I was kind of like, oh, it's not right. Like it's not there, right? Like that's not cheese. That has a piece of it, but that's not like the whole what I'm missing, or this doesn't taste like how that's supposed to taste. So naturally, just with the skills I have, I just start putting like little things together. Like, okay, if I get this and this and put that together, the reaction should be this, or it should be have that. Or you go find a vendor that just like, they give you like a vegan garnet salad or something, you put in your mouth like, how did you do that? Like, how did you make that taste like garnet salad? And then the day I'm putting it in my mouth and say like, that's a vital gluten wheat. So that's all it is, a high wheat protein. And that usually that has like something like 80% protein. It's like super high in protein. So even when you're eating that, you're actually eating more protein than you are like meat, And I started thinking like, how is this happening? Like, how is it I'm having like more energy? I could do a lot more in my day. It doesn't feel like I get tired all the time. I do a lot and I do get tired, but it doesn't feel like I'm tired like how I used to be. Like, it feels like, man, if I was doing this before, there's no way. Like, I'll just crash and be like, nope, like I can't just do all these days. But I seen another documentary called, what is that called? I can't remember it now. Game Changers. And it did like this test on athletes, actually on football players, and they gave like one burrito like beef, one burrito like chicken, one burrito like it was just avocados and beans. And they're saying we're putting avocado in there because it has the highest fat to see what it does like in your blood, right? So they did with the blood, and just the chicken and the beef had a lot of like fat and stuff in your blood cells. And he says when you're eating vegan or plant-based stuff, like you don't have that fat, so your blood just is constantly moving. So then you're constantly getting like more oxygen in your body. I was like, whoa, that's why I have more energy. Like, I'm just getting more oxygen in my body than it being like blocked. Like, whoa, that makes total, like, that just makes crazy sense where it feels like I'm eating junk food again, but I should be like a lot more bigger. Like, I should be chunky right now, but like, I'm not. So the vegan diet it's not really a diet. It's just eating plants and fruits in a fun, creative way.
Okay,
that's really cool.
I mean, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I totally like. I'm not a vegan myself. But I respect that. Like from my personal point of view, I think organic things are better than non-organic things, and non-processed foods are better than processed foods. And so that's how I kind of see things in terms of like what the meat does and the animal fat. There's different research, but I do understand where you guys coming from, and I especially sympathize with the point of view that you guys also do it like as a way of helping the environment. So like I sympathize with that. I'm curious though. You said that you got enough protein in your plant-based meat substitutes. At least like the ones that you cook with are mainly organic, right?
Yeah. So everything my pizzeria, it's all handmade. So everything's non-GMO. It's organic. I'm putting stuff in it. Like say like you're looking at Beyond Burgers or Impossible. Like we're not eating that every day. Like I eat that once in a big while because it's there, but like honestly, people would ask you like, "What do you eat every day?" It's like, I really don't go look for protein. I don't like, oh, that has protein, eat that. It's just like, oh, look, it's a vegan pizza. I'm like, I just go eat it. I'm like, oh, look, there's fries. Like, put that in my mouth and like eat it. But my routine, I think, in the morning is what sets it gives me my routine morning. So in the morning, what I do is I'll have my phone by me and I try at least get a few pages or chapters in of reading just to get that out of the way. And I won't eat, I won't drink anything, and I go straight to the gym. And I'm training my body to do the pizzeria. So when I go to the gym, again, like no supplements, no powder shakes, no pre-workout stuff, not even water. And the first thing I do is just kind of stretch real fast my legs, and I jump on the treadmill and I do my mile. But if I can't do like the mile today, because like my legs are sore from the pop-ups, I'll do the bike. But the goal of the mile is to run as fast as I possibly can, like the cops are chasing me, and just like I can't breathe. And then once I get to like maybe like about 80% of my mile done, I start off usually about like 7.2 miles per hour. I'll go to like 8 miles per hour. But the last 15% of it, I'll just jack it up to like 9 miles per hour and just like take off and just like go. What that's doing for me, it's opening up my chest and my lungs. So it's forcing my body to like really take on. And then from there, just the workout next is every day is leg day. So I never skip a leg day because every day is leg day because I'm always on my legs, I'm always squatting, you're always walking. So I just figured just work the crap out of them all the time. And when it's time to party, it's, they're rock solid. And those breaks too, I don't take like waters. I don't try to take anything. I just keep going and going my circuits. And for that, it's the pizzeria. Like once the pizzeria gets busy and you're doing like working at pizzeria is a very physical job. Like you're pulling dough, you're pressing it, you're doing like so much different things just to do it, right? It's not just a burger or like hot dogs. So it is a very physical thing. So I'm training to do that. And then the CrossFitters, I seen kind of what they do. Like I always was so astonished. Like some of those dudes are so big, but yet they could like run miles and swim miles and go and like do that forever and do like, but they're huge. Like these should be tired from all those muscles. Like that's kind of crazy how they're doing that. And I seen a lot of the stuff they're doing was after their workout, they'll force their body to like not eat. So what they're doing was train their body to eat their fat, like the most precious, like valuable energy your body has. And once you train your body to start eating your fat and like taking your fat from you instead of storing it, you get a lot of energy. Like you get so much energy. So I try like not to even eat like at least in like an hour to like 3 hours after. So I can be like, it sucks because your body just wants to eat so bad.
Yeah.
But to get like that feeling, and then you do get like this, like you start making your body like do weird things when it starts pulling your fat, and you can feel it pull your fat. Like it just like this like burst of like just energy.
Yeah, I mean that's a little bit of what kind of we talk a lot in this group. Like I do intermittent fasting, and I'm an apologist of the intermittent fasting. That's what most of my clients do in the programs, at least like for fat loss. But also like I also support that type of method in terms of long-term maintenance and longevity. I think it works good for athletes. As well, because yeah, as you said, you kind of get into a more you get more absorption when you eat, and so it's super important then, like when you do eat, to have like the right foods and nothing like try to keep to stay to healthier foods and non-processed, so you kind of have the best of that benefit. But that's really awesome, because you are a restaurant business owner, but you're also like kind of an athlete, because you prepare your performance to like perform better at work, not only because your work is physical and you do a lot of stuff, but also you want to have your energy levels super high all the time. And that's like really, really important, even for, I think for chefs who don't necessarily work in pop-up places. They also need to have that energy. And I'm sure if you knew that beforehand when you were working in banquetings and stuff, you would use that kind of strategy. And that leads me to the next question. So when you were working in banquets and being like a chef at the normal restaurant before you started your own business, what was your lifestyle like? You said that you went through a tough divorce and then you were working all the time. What kind of nutrition were you doing? What kind of sleeping patterns did you have? What was that like for you?
So like, I'm gonna be honest, anyone wants to jump in like the actual chef life of like banquet roles and like resorts, you have a horrible schedule. Like you don't eat well. Like people are like, dude, like what do you eat? You probably eat like all this kind of stuff. Like, no, we eat like fried stuff over a trash can, so we don't waste a plate and make our dishwasher wash something. So like we're eating like fried like chicken tenders, French fries. Maybe someone might make us something nice because they want to run a special, but like your diet's horrible and you don't eat in a good pattern. You eat because like you just have that second to like, oh, I gotta eat. It's like, boom, you just shove in your mouth. You don't even like get to enjoy the food that you are. And that's crazy because you're a chef. The sleeping patterns were like, if you're a restaurant, if you own a restaurant, you have a horrible pattern too. But if you just work at a restaurant, you have your 9-to-5 job, you could have some kind of pattern. But working in a restaurant also, because it's so physical and it's like most jobs, you could just take a half-hour break, or most jobs you could just go take a 5-minute break or 10-minute break or walk away. In a restaurant, once the tickets are going, you can't just walk away. Like all these people in the restaurant, they're expecting their food now. They don't care how you feel. They don't care about your day. They want their food, right? So in natural, it's just a mind-boggling world. So when you're done with it, that's why a lot of chefs go into like alcoholism or drug problems or sex addiction, because once you're out of it, it's just like you almost got in a fight. Like you just went to war and your body's just in this agony, like this, you feel the vibrations in your whole body. And so I think that's when you go to alcohol and you just try and drink it, and it makes you just like, oh, right. So you're not going to sleep when you get off work. So you're staying out later, right? You're staying out and trying to like calm whatever it is down. And then you're going to sleep like at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then you're getting up but early in the morning to go back to the same thing again. Or you have brunch in the morning, you have to be at work at 6 o'clock in the morning. So your sleeping patterns are horrible. And I seen I forget the doctor's name, but he had a book out of like, if you don't get 7 hours of sleep, you literally lose like 30% of your energy. And if you get 7 hours, you gain 30%. Like, so it was like, we're constantly killing ourselves just to be like, I'm more macho because I only got 2 or 3 hours of sleep. And look, I'm doing this whole like 12-hour shift and killing my body, making wrinkles in my face, growing white hairs, like, just like, oh, just so I could feed this guy a burger or a steak. Like, and like, you kind of like don't have a balance really. It is a weird life, but it's a thrilling, very fun life.
Yeah. And like, and that was the time where you were overweight.
Yeah, it's 260.
So like, you mentioned like that really cool story about your youngest kid saying that she wants you to look like Batman, and that's what kind of got your fire started when you kind of decided, all right, man, I need to do something about this. What did that feel like? Do you remember that day when your daughter told you that? What did you feel like?
Because I already went through that whole test thing I talked about earlier. And I was kind of like really kind of getting there. In high school, I did like football and wrestling. So I knew like how to like work out and get in shape and like what it took, the dedication it takes. And the Lego Batman had just came out. So my boy, Jaden, he wants to go see it. Let's go see that movie. So we're there. And it's Lego Batman, which is like really funny because it's like not even a real person. And as we're watching, my daughter's looking and she's like, Dad, like, can you get us something like Batman? And I was like, you want to get something like that? I was like, that's bad, man. Like, I was like, you know what? Might as well just try. Like, might as well. And then just really started. I was like, all right, I'm gonna start just doing a mile every day. I'm just like go in the morning, go in the afternoon, like do these kind of workouts, like just eat just organically, like a lot of like fruits. I did like a lot of like mostly a lot of fruits, vegetables. Ate like a lot of like ramen with like just like broth and stuff like that, a lot of like extra vegetables. And the key component was the sugar. The sugar is what makes you get like the most weight. And like when you see like workout stuff too, it has like a lot of sugar in it. It's like, dude, that's what really makes you gain so much weight, because your body's like, oh, sugar, like keep that, like this is precious, you know. So I really knew like that was like the main point. And I have a sweet tooth, man. That was like the hardest thing. I'm a sucker for ice cream, like dude, like just it was so hard. So I was like, all right, next I can have sugar, but like I have like different sugars, like fruit, or I could introduce like at that time I wasn't vegan either, so I was like, oh, I could do like honey, because it goes in your body. It's different. It's still sugar, but it breaks down different in your body. And the same thing with like maple, I could like maybe just introduce those things, or start working with a lot of dates and stuff like that to get away from sugar. So because my body's so addicted to it that it's going to go through a withdrawal, so it's going to want it no matter what. So I got to break it in somehow. And I want to say that took me about a month to like really break like that fiend, like that what it was. And then too, I was like, man, I drink a lot of sweet stuff too. Like, what could I drink to replace everything? And I was like, just start loving tea. Start loving tea. Start loving unsweetened iced tea, and that's your drink. That's just what you like. You have different styles of tea, and that's just your drink. And I became just addicted to teas, and the no sugar helped me a whole lot. And I was doing really, really, really well. And then once I seen like vegan food, and I was like, oh crap, burgers! Like, what the hell? Like, you just have pizza, and you have like. So I started eating that stuff because it was just I haven't eaten that stuff such a long time. And then the diet kind of just got a little bit unbalanced because I went overboard just trying to try everything again. But now my life is okay. Like, I think it's serious. It's getting busy again, and it's time to get my body back into the machine it is again, and focus on being a machine. To eat like stuff and the whole grains, and like, you know, the black beans and the power foods pretty much.
What would you why do you think like that hospitality, like people who work as chefs as you did before, why do you think they have such a hard time on getting in shape and getting healthier? Why do you think it's so hard?
I
Talking
think
from your own experience, what was your biggest challenge, and why do you think they struggle so much?
I think it's the leaders. I think if you have a chef that was in shape and like ate healthy and encouraged that, they will follow. So most of the leaders are not in shape. Most of the leaders, and I understand like the job does take so much of your time, so it's hard. Like, you know, I'm gonna be motivated to like go after work, where it's like you should just go to the gym before you go to work, so you just get that out of the way. Then you have more energy during the day. But after work, I think that's where everyone looks at like, I'm so tired after the day, I just don't want to do it. I already worked my butt off. I had people ask me 1,000 questions. I had like a whole line. So I think the imbalance is very there too. And then most people who get into cooking, and this is not to put any of us down, but we're not the smartest of the two bunch, right? We just like, oh, it's a knife and fire. Like, I want to get a job there. Like, so we're not really looking at certain things like that, or understanding that stuff. When I was going through my process, I was in Colorado Springs at that time. And once I understood that, I was able to, I was a chef at the time, so I was able to play with the budget. So one thing I had changed to be a leader in that kind of wakes up even in that kind of stuff was, let me change the cafeteria around. And they were like, you know, why? How come? Like, first let us like portion the cafeteria. There's always gonna be a vegan dish, there's always gonna be a gluten-free dish, and then like 2 dishes that could be regular. Except for not having a hot dog machine, we're gonna have like a vegan machine with like gluten-free bread. And so having like the soda machine, we're gonna have a juice machine, instead of having like just like the regular fruits, like just bananas, the green apples, red apples, like we're gonna bring like, you know, red bananas, we're gonna bring like different types of grapes, like different fruits that they never tasted before. So they're more encouraged to eat the fruit than the hot dog. And why this is a good thing is during the day, when it hits like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, most of the employees are already down and dragging down. So there's a lot more room for mistakes. There's a lot more room for errors. And if these people are more alert or more awake, we'll be more on top of it, and we'll have like more things being done faster. So people just being groggy and trying to get another soda, and then we're just having a bunch of people just, you know, overweight, just sitting down, not doing anything. And they like the idea, they seen the budget, and we did it. We switched around. Some people are like, why? But it's like, it's for your benefit. Like, if I want to be an example, like I'd rather have my team like elite athletes. All right, I'd rather you be like at your 100, because if you're 100, I'm 100, and this whole place 100, everyone's going to see that, and then everyone's going to want to copy that. And we're the leaders of people trying to copy that same example. So I'm very much a leader of trying to be that person you say, because I've seen that. I just seen chefs that just super alcoholics, super abusive to ourselves, outside of life, their life looked like a nightmare. It looked like they're by themselves and they're just very, very lonely. A lot of times I ask them, after when you're a chef, like what do you do after you retire? A lot of them didn't have plans. Like no one really had a retirement plan other than, I have a 401k, so it was kind of like, like there's not many chefs, and the ones that are good, that's why everyone flocks to the restaurant, or that's why so many people want to work with them, because they're very inspiring. They're telling you how to live life and their way of being creative and their struggles. And sometimes those chefs, because of their belief or what they believe in so much, like they went through so much depression or almost lost everything to the break of like the last like straw. And then that one crate came in and just made the restaurant just boom, and it just took off. So it's those are very rare chefs to have, and a lot of the chefs are not that way. They're about just I'd rather not show you a lot of things because you might take my position. Not gonna worry about you too much because you'll probably be gone tomorrow. I'm not really your chef. You're supposed to be talking to your superior, not me. Like it's kind of it's very military, so.
Yeah. Yeah, the nature of the industry itself, it's complicated, but I believe if there's more people like you and like the last time I've done this, I've interviewed Matt from England, and it has like the same perspective on things. Like if the leadership is better and raise more awareness in that sense, then everyone in the industry can win, and like people can live longer and be better professionals, and also attract better people to the industry, because it's a happy place to be, and it's not like a place full of the those negative the negative side of things. So yeah, man, that's really, really awesome. Jesse, what would be your number one advice for the audience watching us? They want to get in shape. What would be your number one advice?
Decide and just do it. That's honestly like you could say I want to be in shape, or I like that person, or how can I last? Like it's honestly, you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing wrong. Decide and just agree. And then once you accomplish that, well, the great thing about working out for me in the morning, doing that crazy mile, is everything in my head is saying, stop. What are you running for? Why are you wasting energy? Nothing's even chasing you. But if you could shut that thing up and conquer that little voice, you already conquer the first thing of the day, and you conquer a really big thing of the day. And now you keep going and going, right? So it's really just decide. Once you decide, everything starts falling into place and your life will fall into place. And the more shape you get into, you get to live a healthier life because you get to fight diseases. Now, doesn't mean you get to live forever because everyone has their time frame, right? But just you get to live a healthier life. I don't want to be on pills. I don't want to be sick. I don't want to have like my body like at the old age have to fight all these different things because it's just weak. I'd rather it be in shape and be an athlete as long as it possibly can, because one day I am going to go old, and one day it's not going to be easy to walk and like do all stuff. But hopefully now I can help it not do that later
on. Awesome, man. That's great advice. You reminded me of David Goggins a little bit. Do you know David Goggins? Yeah, big fan of the guy. Jesse, what are your plans now? What are you planning to do like long term? Are you wanting to open another restaurant? What's your lifetime goal?
Yeah, so all right. So right now my I'll put out there in the universe. So what I really want is I want to start with the warehouse and get a warehouse starting so I could do all my catering and like weddings. And at the same time, those buses could run like the different like farm markets, events, concerts, stuff like that. And then from there, open up like little like pizzeria stores, like some drive-through, some like walk-up stores. And also the warehouse feeds those stores with like the doughs, the sauce, all that stuff. I'm working on a book, so I'm actually seeing somebody right now, and I want to do like a love story cookbook where like I'm cooking her all this beautiful meals, like with all this vegan stuff, and like I'm taking pictures of her. And then like we do a date night on R&B, like an Arab R&B, like what would you cook like as a vegan, like if you go on Airbnb. If you went like on a beach day, like what would you cook for that? And just kind of a different series of that kind of book. Also, one of the greatest books of cookbooks that was ever written, and it was sold the most, is The Joy of Cooking. There's 2 editions that sold the most. And I really want to tackle, there's 4,500 recipes in that book. And I would like to try to tackle a lot of those and try to like make a lot of those vegans and make like the vegan Joy of Cookbook and try to accomplish that accomplishment. Definitely want to start my clothes line, so it's just cool fashion stuff that just looks like super sweet, just something you want to wear all the time. And then a little later on, when all that's accomplished, I like my breakfast in bed, like boutique hotels. It also has like wake and bake, it's enough for like little like boutique weddings, very garden-like, we do the cooking inside there would be like farm to table, all the vegetables we're cooking, we're taking from there. It's just super seclusive. And, not too many people could just be there. And to have those little secret little cool spots, that would be pretty amazing.
Man, you're a natural born entrepreneur. I see, your mind is full of ideas and projects and stuff. And I mean, you took the leap and you started your own successful vegan pizzeria and like a specific niche. I love your branding, by the way. Your foods look genuine and homemade and look really nice. So I'm sure you'll keep doing great and you'll get there, man. Because you're a guy that you have goals. You like to read. You take care of yourself. You think about other people. So I'm pretty sure you're going to be successful on that. Jesse, for people to find you on the internet, can I share your Instagram here and everything?
Absolutely.
Awesome, guys. If you're watching this right now, you want to connect with Jesse Amaro, you can go to Love Amaro Pizzeria on Instagram, or here on Facebook. I'll leave your profile here for people who want to get in touch. Awesome. and connect. And yeah, man, I really appreciate you coming here today to share your story, share your experience. And I'll definitely the next time I'll go to California, I'll see if I try one of those pizzas.
Yeah. Sounds awesome, man. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much for listening. And if you found this content valuable, you can find additional help for free by joining the Hospitality Fitness community on Facebook at thehotelfit.com or facebook.com/hospitality fitness community. There's a ton of cool stuff happening, as well as a massive amount of free resources and information. So join us at the Hospitality Fitness community.